Hey everyone, this is Aisha earning Wali. Hope so you all are having a great day. And let's talk with Sesame. I have to conduct a session, and my topic is how to stay motivated during tough times. So uh, let's call Maya.
Hey, Aisha. Good to
Hey,
hear from you.
hey
What's
Maya,
on your mind
how are
today?
you?
Hey there. So good to connect with you again. What's going on?
Okay, today the topic which I discuss is how to stay motivated during tough times.
Ah, it's a really important one. What makes this feel especially tough for you right now?
Okay, first of all, you tell me what are the most common uh, causes of losing motivation during difficult times?
I've heard a lot of people that big ones are usually feeling overwhelmed, like when you're facing too much all at once. Also, when you can't see a clear path forward or feel like your efforts aren't making a difference, that can really drain you. Sometimes it's just pure emotional exhaustion, especially after prolonged stress or setbacks. And honestly, fear of failure or worrying what other people think can be surprisingly powerful motivators in the wrong direction. Does any of that resonate with you?
Yeah, there are a lot of causes like fear of failure. I think everyone has somewhere fear of failure. Sometimes they also cause of losing motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of built in, isn't it? That fear can really paralyze you,
Yeah.
makes it hard to even start, let alone keep going when things get tough. What I'm curious about, though, is when you're feeling that fear creeping in, what usually happens next for you? Do you tend to push through anyway, or do you find yourself kind of avoiding things?
Like I find myself avoiding things, or
That's
I motivated myself. Like if you have a power to motivate yourself, and I usually do. Uh, like I'll always think positive. The result was good, so no worries. And after
that's great that you're able to
yeah,
pull
after
yourself up
thinking
with positive
positive,
thinking. That's a really valuable skill to have.
yeah,
But avoiding things
think positive,
entirely,
uh, you can like
yeah, I'm
boost your motivation and less the fear of failure.
if right. So you found that boosting motivation actually helps lower that fear.
Yeah,
That makes sense to me. When you feel more confident about tackling something, the fear shrinks, right?
yeah.
That said, how do you actually boost that motivation when the fear is already there and you're already avoiding?
Okay, it's depend on the situation, like a different situation and like different fear of failures we have in life. So it's totally depend on the situation, like how we can act on it.
That's a really insightful point. It's not one size fits all, is it?
Yeah.
What would you say is your go to approach when you know the situation really calls for you to jump in despite the fear?
Then we can face the situation and try to handle it.
Right. So facing it directly when you can, and what happens when you actually do that? Does it usually feel as bad as you anticipated?
Uh, can you repeat it?
What happens when you actually face the situation directly despite the fear? Does it usually feel as bad as you anticipated it would?
No, sometimes like it depends on the situation. It is in your favor or against you. Totally depends. So tell me,
Hmm.
like
That
how?
makes
Yeah. My next question is, how does mindset influence a person's ability to stay motivated in tough times?
I think mindset is huge here. People with a growth mindset, like they believe skills are developed rather than fixed, tend to see setbacks as learning opportunities instead of proof they're just not cut out for something. They're more likely to bounce back and keep going. What about you? Do you feel like your mindset plays a big role when you're facing tough times?
Yeah, if we think positive, we we give positive message to our mind, and if we think negative, so we give negative message to our mind. So mindset is like play a big role.
It really does. Your brain pretty much believes what you tell it. If you're constantly telling yourself you can't do something, it starts to feel like truth,
So
right?
yeah, you are right. So what role does emotional resilience play in maintaining motivation?
Emotional resilience is your ability to bounce back from difficulty. Think of it like a muscle. The more you practice handling setbacks, the stronger it gets. People who are emotionally resilient tend to separate themselves from problems instead of internalizing them so they can approach challenge with more clear headed thinking.
So my next question is, how can setting small achievable goals help sustain motivation?
Small wins build momentum, you know? When you set a huge, overwhelming goal, it's easy to get discouraged because it feels so far off. But breaking it down into tiny steps, like things you can accomplish in 15 minutes, gives you that immediate hit of success. It proves to your brain, hey, I can do this. Momentum builds from there. Make sense?
Yes. So like
Do you
how
have
important is self-discipline compared to motivation during hardships?
That's a good question. What it's you can feel super motivated one day, but when life gets real and you're dealing with hard stuff, self-discipline is what actually gets you through. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is like deciding I'm doing this no matter how I feel. Discipline kicks in when motivation's on vacation. You'd say discipline is more reliable than motivation during tough times.
Yeah.
Do
So
that
like
rings true for
how
you?
yes,
I'm here. What do you need help with?
how does a strong support system impact motivation during challenging situations?
Having people who believe in you can make all the difference. A good support system gives you encouragement when you need it most.
Tell me like how can practicing gratitude improve motivation during tough times?
Practicing gratitude during tough times is like hitting the reset button on your brain. When you intentionally focus on what you appreciate, even small things, it shifts your attention away from problems and reminds you of what's good in your life. This creates a sense of hope and positivity, which fuels motivation. Gratitude doesn't make problems disappear, but it gives you emotional strength to deal with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. What role does purpose on why play in staying motivated?
Purpose, knowing your why, is like having an internal compass. When you're clear on why you're doing something, even when things get hard, you have a reason to keep going. It provides a sense of meaning that can sustain you through difficult times. Having purpose isn't just some grand calling, it's finding something that matters to you, what really drives your work in your life.
Yeah. So tell me, how can individuals avoid burnout while pushing through difficult times?
Avoiding burnout is about pacing yourself. It means prioritizing realistic goals, taking regular breaks, even small ones, and setting boundaries around work and personal time. When you're pushing through, it's tempting to just grind it out, but your brain and body need time to recover. Pay attention to your energy levels, know when you're pushing too hard, and prioritize self care, the basics like sleep, food, exercise. Basically, sustainability over sprinting. Does that track?
Yes. So, what are the benefits of journaling or reflection in maintaining motivation?
Journaling or regular reflection is like hitting pause and making sense of everything swirling in your head. Writing down what's going well, what's been challenging, and what you've learned can help you recognize patterns, boost your sense of control, and even process frustrations more constructively.
Yeah.
Plus, seeing your progress in black and white can be a massive motivator when you're in the thick of something tough.
Yeah.
What specifically about journaling clicks with you?
So, tell me what lessons can be learned from successful people who faced adversity?
Successful people who've overcome adversity often demonstrate a few patterns. They're usually really resilient, see challenges as learning opportunities instead of roadblocks, and have a crazy strong belief in themselves despite setbacks. They also don't see failure as final, they view it as feedback. Finally, they surround themselves with support systems and tend to be incredibly tenacious, even in the face of doubt or critics. Their stories prove you don't have to avoid hardship, but that it can make you stronger.
Yeah. So, how can one balance patience and persistence while waiting for results?
That's a tough one because those feel like opposites. Patience and persistence can balance each other. Patience means understanding results don't always happen immediately, and resisting means you don't give up on your goals while waiting for those results. The key here is to keep putting in consistent effort towards your goals without getting obsessive about outcomes. Check in on your mindset and know when you need to take small steps back while not abandoning your vision. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you so much. It would be a great conversation with you. And also, it would be helpful for my audience as well. So, stay connected, stay safe, take care.
Thanks so much for saying that. I enjoyed chatting with you too. I hope this helps your audience.